Hi everyone, Miss Pickersgill here. Hope that you are well. Just make the screen a bit bigger. Yeah, hope that you are well. Welcome to Wednesday's reading assembly. This assembly, we are continuing with forests, and I had a lovely discussion with year 3 earlier on about the importance of trees and what they can provide for the environment. We are now going to go on to our tree tasks, and I imagine this will be talking about what we can do with trees, and also trees under threat, so understanding the dangers that trees are going through at the moment. So we'll start off. So tree tasks. As a friend of the forest, your BFFs, your best friends forever, are the trees in your neighbourhood. Get to know them by mapping them out, examining each tree and teaming to identify the different species. And I remember doing this with some year sixes a couple of years ago, and we went outside and we looked at all of the different types of leaves that could be gathered from different trees, and what that showed, why the leaves were similar, why they were different, how the veins were different, and the purposes for that. It was really interesting. Leaf rubbings. You can record a tree's bark pattern or leaf shape and texture by making a rubbing. Take a piece of plain paper and place it on the bark. Use a coloured crayon or soft pencil to rub quickly over the paper so that the bark's pattern appears on the sheet. Do the same with a leaf found on the ground by putting it on a hard surface and placing your paper over it. Now, a really, really important part of that section there was saying, get a leaf that's already on the ground. Now, think about it. Why would they want you to get a leaf that's on the ground and not pick it from a tree? Think about why they'd not want you to do that. There are a whopping 60,000 tree species in the world. Get a book from the library to use an online guide to identify the species in your local area. Be a tree detective. Grab a large piece of paper and draw a simple map of your garden and local area. Head outside and take this map and a notebook with you. Number each tree you come across on the map so you know its location, and try to perform as many of the following tasks. 1. What is its overall shape? Is it wide at the top or is it tall and narrow? Draw its outline to help you identify it. Does it have smooth, rigid or really rough bark? Feel the bark, and if you have time, take a bark rubbing. Does the tree have flowers, fruits or nuts? Draw or describe them. What are its leaves shaped like? Don't pull off a leaf of the tree. Instead, pick up one that has fallen to the ground, tape it to your map, or make a rubbing. Look closely and write down any creatures you see using the tree for food or shelter. When you're home, use online guides or books to identify the trees that you saw. Which species were the most popular in your area? Okay, wow, so that's loads of stuff you could do. In fact, that would be something really good to do at the weekend or over the holidays. Right, let's have a look at trees under threat. Okay, so annoyingly for mine, for some reason, this PowerPoint did not want to include this page. So what I'm going to do is read some of the key facts about how trees are under threat, and then maybe we can have a quick think about it. So you'd think something as amazing as a tree would be treasured, but every day tens of millions of trees are chopped down, a total of over 15 billion each year. Wow. Some are replaced, but not all. This means that many forests are shrinking, that means getting smaller in size and fast. How and why? Trees are lost due to pollution, such as acid rain that we've discussed about in lots of chapters before, as well as forest fires. However, one of the main causes of deforestation is the demand for wood, paper and other products made from trees, such as palm oil. Forests are also destroyed to make way for farmland, towns, roads and industrial estates. And I said to the year threes today actually that my house is, as you all know, because I've talked about my house strangely for quite a lot throughout these reading sessions, and I said that my house was built on old land, and then some of the houses were knocked down, and then my house and the houses around me were built on this flat land. Now they kept all of the trees that were originally there, which is great. But next to my housing estate is another new plot of land that's going to have houses built on it. And they've chopped down all of the trees. Now, these trees were really, really old oak trees. They were massive. And if you think about all of the good that trees do that we looked at in the last pages, it made me really sad to think that they were cut down, because all of the homes for those birds and other creatures had gone, and the clean air that it provides, and the way that it manages to absorb some of the dirty air, the shade that it can provide. And not only that, and me and the Earth-Rees discussed it, how beautiful they look as well, especially in the spring and the summer, and they've unfortunately gone. And that is one of the reasons why there are less trees, is because more land needs to be built on. And unfortunately, the tree roots can either destroy the buildings or really affect them as they get older. Now, what is good is that a lot of places that are building houses maybe take down the trees, but then plant new ones, which isn't as bad. But then, unfortunately, some people aren't. So I hope and keep my fingers crossed that they do build trees near my house, because it would be nice to see them back. Without tree roots to help bind it all together, soil can be blown or washed away, turning land that can grow things into a desert. Without trees blocking out some of the sun's heat, the moist forest soil can dry out and other plants may not grow. Big impact. As trees are so great for the environment, you can imagine how terrible losing so many can be for the planet. Deforestation results in more carbon dioxide reaching the atmosphere. Plants, creatures and people who live in forests lose their homes, while those that remain in the area may struggle to survive. What was really sad is when it said that some forest fires can cause deforestation. And when you saw those awful forest fires in countries that have the koala bears and sloths, and they would burn really, really badly because of the forest fires, and that they didn't have any habitats, and that's because of our environment there. Okay. Without trees blocking out some of the sun's heat, the moist forest soil can dry out and other plants may find it hard to grow. Bring them back. It's not all bad news. Nations and organisations are trying to slow the rate of deforestation down. According to the UN, both Vietnam and Cuba have over 55% more forests now than they did in 1990. Orangutan numbers, so that's a type of monkey, have plummeted, so that means gone down, by as much as half in the last 100 years. And deforestation, so getting rid of trees, is the main cause. But like I said about the sloths and the pandas, it's really sad. Okay. So we've looked there, I'm sorry you couldn't see the page, but we've looked a little bit about how trees are under threat. And really, rather than the damage in the trees, it's more about the effects it has on the animals and the creatures that rely on it. On them. We are going to look at tomorrow, we're going to look at wood like to meet and paper saver before we then do our news round for Friday. Okay, hope you're all well, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye everyone.